No one saw him. No one heard him. Just a flash of crack, and then silence. In the frozen forests of Eastern Europe, in the hedgerows of France, in the jungles of the Pacific, snipers ruled the battlefield. And for the men who carried that rifle, with one eye pressed to the scope, war was personal, deadly, and terrifyingly lonely. This is the story of the sniper, the hunter, the hunted, and the man who lived and often died in the quiet spaces between. Snipers didn't start in World War II. American sharpshooters lined up British officers during the Revolution. Confederate marksmen made Union generals fair game at Gettysburg. The First World War introduced scopes in trench warfare, where still head above the parapet was enough to earn a bullet. But World War II is where the craft became an art. The Germans perfected their Kar 98K, mounting the ZF-39 or ZF-42 scopes. Reliable bolt-action precision, chambered in 7.92 by 57 millimeters, a cartridge that could reach out and hit a man at 800 meters. The Soviets countered with the Mosin-Nagant 9130 and its PU scope, rugged, simple, and deadly in the freezing ruins of Stalingrad. The Americans fielded the M1903 Springfield early on, later modified for greater accuracy, and eventually the M1 Garand with optics in limited roles. Every army had their rifle. Every army had their killers. But none could escape the reality of a role, alone, hidden, and hunted. Being a sniper wasn't about glory. It was about patience. Endless, suffocating patience. Hours, sometimes days, lying motionless in mud, snow, or tropical heat. Muscles locked. Joints screaming. Blood freezing in your veins or boiling in your sweat. You stop being a man out there, wrote one German marksman in a diary later recovered near Kursk. You're an insect, part of the grass, the mud, the ice. Invisible. Forgotten. Every movement had to be calculated. Every breath measured. A twitch at the wrong moment. A glint off your scope? You were dead. Because every sniper was also a target. Enemy spotters hunted you relentlessly. Mortars zeroed in on your last known position. And if they caught you alive, torture was the rule, not the exception. The first kill was always the hardest. For some, it came in seconds. For others, days of quiet passed before that moment of chaos. A young Soviet sniper at Stalingrad described it in a letter to his brother. I remember his face. A boy, maybe 18. He was eating, and then he wasn't. I couldn't eat for 3 days. For others, it became mechanical. Breathe. Exhale. Squeeze. Move. Disappear. The silence afterward was deafening. You didn't celebrate. You didn't cheer. You just kept breathing. Because if you didn't, someone would be tracking you. And your story would end in the same silence you delivered. Some names became legend. Vasily Zaitsev, the quiet hunter of Stalingrad. His rifle claimed over 225 German soldiers in just a few months. His calm, methodical style turned the ruins of the city into a killing ground. Lyudmila Pavlichenko, Lady Death. 309 confirmed kills. She became a hero back home, a propaganda icon. But when the interviews were over, the memories stayed. She would later admit that every number was still a face. And then there was Simo, HäyhäThe, the White Death of Finland. In the winter war against the Soviets, with temperatures plummeting below -40, he recorded over 500 kills, often without a scope to avoid the betraying glint of glass. But for every name written in the books, there are hundreds more you'll never hear of. Men buried in foreign soil. Men who vanished into the fog of war, their rifles left to rust, their ghosts wandering the tree lanes they once haunted. Being a sniper wasn't just physical. It was psychological warfare. Against the enemy. Against yourself. Imagine lying in the same position for 48 hours, muscles numb, bladder aching, the sun blistering your skin. Imagine killing a man up close, watching him slump into the dirt, knowing you'll see his face every time you close your eyes. One American sniper wrote in 1944, I stopped naming them. You can't name them and live with yourself. After a while, you don't see faces anymore. Just helmets. Just shapes. When the war ended, many came home with no parades, no recognition. Just silence. And in that silence, memories too heavy to put into words. Nightmares. Alcohol. Isolation. The quiet didn't end when the shooting stopped. The brutal truth. Being a sniper made you a high-value target. The enemy knew your location meant danger, and they would dedicate time, effort, and blood to end you. In Normandy, Allied marksmen found themselves stalked by German counter-sniper teams. In the Pacific, Japanese snipers lure Marines into kill zones using decoys to flush them out. Every shot gave away your position. Every bullet you fired started the clock on your own death. As one British sniper, in France, said, "You were a ghost until you weren't. And then, you were just meat." Today, the sniper is more advanced. Barretts with anti-material rounds. L-115s capable of hits at over 2,000 meters. The technology changed. The range grew. The rifles became smarter. But the core remains the same. Patience, precision, pressure, and the same silence. Modern snipers in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Ukraine talk of the same isolation, the same focus, the same ghosts. The world changes. The rifle evolves. But the man behind the scope? He's still waiting, breathing, counting, alone. They were ghosts before they died. Quiet men in a loud war. And their stories still whisper through the trees. The shot you never hear is the one that kills you. And somewhere even now a sniper waits.